Otakuology podcast with Otaku Mike and Jin Graves.
Hey guys, what's up? Jin here with the best podcast in the world, Otakuology. And as always, some may say the best heterosexual life partner couple in the world.
You think
Me
so?
and Otaku Mike.
You think so?
I mean, I like to imagine people say that.
Oh, I feel like we're the Jay and Silent Bob of podcasting, even though Jay and Silent Bob have a podcast.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. I can see it.
We're the Jay and Silent Bob of anime and manga.
Jay and Silent Mike.
Jay and Silent Mike, yeah. That's true.
Jesus.
That's so true.
Now you're making me think of that scene from Clerks where he's like wearing the robe and he like tucks it, you know?
Oh, he's like, oh.
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
like, would I ever do that? I don't think I could do that.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
I could do that. I've told people that before. Like random off the wall cuff that I was like, but
yeah.
Anyway, aside from jokey jokes,
jokes. This is a fucking joke. I'll tell you that much.
This is true. Anyway, I know I kind of wish we could see like the person's age, but oh well.
Yeah.
True. Anyway, so Mike found a list that randomly popped up for him, I assume, unless you got some kind of stalker that randomly gets your feed.
No, but, it was one of those lists that pop up on Google whenever you look up Google.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like, oh, you know,
we got one of our most hated websites in the biz, as you could say, which is CBR.
comicbookresource.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke.
I mean, for like comic book news, I don't think they're bad, but like these fucking top 10 lists, top 40 lists are like it's all fucking clickbait, dude.
It is.
And it got me to click on it so we can fucking talk about it.
This is true. This is true. So much so, stay tuned after this show for one of our next shows. Maybe not the next one, but maybe the next one after that. Me and Mike will probably get together our top 40 and then have a semi-tourney to figure out which one we agree is the best.
Ooh, okay. Well, we'll do this off air or online?
Oh no, we'll do this on air. Like,
okay.
I'm sure we'll get another.
What if it's something you haven't seen or I haven't seen?
Hey, buddy. I guess we'll have to send these lists like ahead of time.
Okay.
And be like, all right, watch a few episodes of this and let me know what you think.
If you can fucking find it. You know?
I mean, honestly, some things you could go and do, like watch like an AMV of some things,
or like a trailer. You're like, oh, that looks good.
Oh
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily shoot something down unless I like knew, but I would also like based off of the trailer and like other information or whatever, would base it off of like, would I read it, and just reading it, does it like make me wet, I guess.
Oh, makes that dick that anime dick hard.
Yeah, does it bloat?
Yeah, does it get a little stiff in your pants?
Yeah, am I gonna helicopter?
Helicopter.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down with that. I feel like we've trashed a lot of these lists that we could probably make our own list.
Well, and I just think that you and I have a lot more experience, because even like some of the other lists we've seen, like they're just a drop in the bucket. Honestly, like they may have stuff like that we've seen, like Inuyasha, but that'll be like a top 10 that is from like somebody that you look at their stuff and it's like really like niche.
Yeah.
And then you have other people that's like this one that we're doing where
I don't.
it's the top 40 best anime list of all time. But then why are there like 2,000 of them?
2,000 of
You
them.
know? Yeah, like other people do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like that's another problem I have with CBR is because if you make an account, like anybody can go on there and make their own fucking
Well,
list. It's like
I
what's
also
the other
we
thing that a
also
lot of people did?
fuck my
The tier
anime
rank
list.
things. No, the tier rank thing.
Oh, I don't. The top tier lists.
Yeah, you know where you can sit there though and like
Yeah.
in real time like click on it and drag it to like whatever tier you think
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this reminds
Yeah.
me of because so many people were doing those, and it was just kind of like the same like repeated hashtag shit over and over again.
I mean, this
Like
definitely
it's like,
is
hey,
like very
whenever
clickbaity.
whenever we have that TikTok, whenever we have that TikTok trend that
TikTok?
gets started, that's what this shit kind of reminds me of. Yeah, you know how like a TikTok trend gets started
Uh,
and then like I don't know, 10,000 people start the same thing,
let's let's eat Tide Pods.
right? Or
But
like,
let's
hey
talk.
Mike,
Let's.
let's make some tacos out of this nasty shit that we wouldn't really eat. We're just doing it for clickbait.
What about some period nachos?
Definitely not. But although I do have to tell you, whenever I was sitting there thinking about like the food the taco, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, like the afterbirth tacos. Hmm. Would would that be a thing? And so in my mind I was like, I'm not gonna say that. And then you said period tacos and I was like, sounds like the same fucking thing to me. I mean,
You know, you just got
we were like right there together. We were right
sprinkle it
there
on there
together.
like salsa.
You gotta dry it out first.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You gotta
But
dry it out and sprinkle it on there, you know.
let's get into this list. First one I've actually never seen. I've only heard of it. It's Violet
Yeah.
Evergarden. People really like this one. I guess it deserves to be on the list.
I
I'm
like
not
this
for
one.
sure.
I like this
Would
one.
you have put it on like your top 40? Yeah, how so? How so do you already like it?
Yeah, I'd put it on top 40. Now would I put it at 40? No.
What would you
I
put
think
it
it's
at?
got a little more respect to that.
Like
I'd
a little more
probably put it in
gumption?
like I'd probably put it in like in between 25 and 30.
Oh, interesting. I watched the trailer for it. I thought, oh, this looks kind of cool and whatnot.
Well,
Because
for
all these
me,
have like trailers
most of my
attached to them.
for me, most of my stuff is based off of does it have emotion that arises out of it, and was it fun for me to
Yeah.
watch and all that. Like with this one, like I teared up about it, like I really got invested in it, all that other stuff. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not like Bastard, you know. Bastard, like at one point you're like, oh fuck that guy, and then you're like, yeah, use your metal rock, you know, torpedo, Guns N' Roses arm blaster thing,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, you know, it gets you into
Yeah.
it. So this one
Yeah.
got you into it. The closest thing I could say that I know that you enjoyed that was kind of like this, that
Uh-huh.
took you on that emotional roller coaster would be like My Love Story.
I mean, my love story did take me on a roller coaster. It did.
See, so I mean, this is the one that I could see kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that for you, like what I could compare it to.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, there's not really maybe a silent voice a little bit,
Yeah.
but you're also getting like this whole like the girl's off from an army background. She lost her arms. You find out that she's almost like mental in and of itself, like um
Mm-hmm.
oh shit, what is it called? The thing with
Like
the girl with the
PTSD?
red hair. No, like almost like she's too quiet, but she's not there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what they refer to them in the thing is they refer to them as dolls, and that's what I
Oh.
would refer to her as before she ever becomes a quote unquote doll. Because you can tell, like, she was just raised in the army to have no feelings, all this other stuff, and then she goes
Uh-huh.
on these adventure things, doing the stuff. She makes her mistakes, and she ends up, kind of like getting to that point of being invested into like knowing empathy wise, like how people's feelings work and all this other stuff. So you kind of go on that journey with her of like, how do I find out like what my emotions are, I guess.
Mm-hmm. This next one I've never heard of, Bochi the Rock. It's apparently about a lonely girl who plays the electric guitar with incredible skill, and her next challenge is to actually meet new people to form a popular band, or a proper band, I guess you could say. I've never seen this one. I watched a trailer for it. It looks kind of cool.
I've
I
never seen
like
this one either,
I
but if it's anything like what's the other one? The girls one.
K-On.
K-On, yep.
Yeah,
If it's anything
yeah,
like K-On, I mean,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've not really much to say about it, but it looks kind of interesting. The next one, I don't
wait,
like.
wait.
I don't like Mob Psycho
I
at.
want to stay on I want to stay on Bochi real quick.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
have you seen the one with the fox, the Argersuki?
No.
The little fox that works in an office complex, and then like
Oh yeah,
at
yeah.
night she goes out and she's like a metal rocker.
The one that's like Hello Kitty, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. But then she's got her
Yeah.
dark side or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it would depend on does it look like it could beat that one out.
Oh, okay.
I
So
mean, because the music aspect of it is pretty crazy.
yeah. So next one, Mob Psycho 100 at what 38.
Yeah.
I never liked Mob Psycho. I just thought it was basically One Punch Man for psychics,
Oh yeah.
almost. Yeah. I
I
I, I
haven't
could. Huh?
I haven't watched or read this one yet.
Yeah.
Um.
I I would not put it on my top 40 best anime of all time.
Okay.
I would not.
I do own manga for this though. I haven't read yet.
Slam Dunk, I would say deserves a list on the best anime of all time for like just being one of
Uh.
the best.
I I feel dirty that it's at 37.
You do?
Yeah, because I feel
How
like
so?
Slam Dunk's one of those like chef kiss animes. Like
Yeah, yeah.
blah, like it's great.
If it does
The
feel wrong
lowest,
that you mention it
the
that it's so low.
lowest. Yeah, I mean the lowest I would put this on a list that I made is maybe like a 15, but that's got to be
Ugh.
like I've come through every because I'm imagining on one of my lists this would be like 10,
Yeah,
9, something like that. Like it's in my top 10, you know.
yeah.
But that's not me like thinking about everything I've ever watched. So
The next one, Laid Back Camp. I've never watched it, so I can't say yes
I've heard
or no
good
to that.
things about this one.
Really?
I've heard good things about this one, but I don't know about it either.
Yeah, it's one. It looks kind of
I'm
cutesy a
not
little bit.
100%.
I have to say, it does
See,
look a
and
little bit cutesy.
one of the things that would make or break this probably being on my list is if it
uh,
pulls like a Golden Kamuy where it actually tells you like camping tips.
yeah,
I mean, if it's just girls out in the wood, then I mean, I could, or girls out in the wood or something like that. Like I could watch like Girls und Panzer and get
uh
more
huh.
information, on tanks and shit than this one.
Yeah.
So I kind of want more of a survival guide.
So the next one, they kind of put both on here, but I mean, I like the movie. The movie is really good and beautiful. I love the movie, Ghost in the Shell. But they also do recommend the standalone complex TV series. So I'm guessing. So I don't know really which one they were recommending because they said standalone complex was really good, and I do have to agree. Like,
because I don't know, because on the trailer they have just the movie.
Yeah, they just have the movie. But I mean, like standalone complex, like took Ghost in the Shell to another level. I would have to say, and taking and they all kind of did this because they're all like different from the manga, you know.
Yeah.
But brought more Ghost in the Shell to the masses because it's one of the ones that's always getting reprinted for standalone complex.
Right.
I have to say, Ghost in the Shell Arise does not do it for me. It's all standalone complex. Like the new Ghost in the Shell suck.
Yeah,
I have to say, but I would put Ghost in the Shell up on a best of list. I would, yes, for the impact that it's had.
Right. See, and I would do that too, but I feel like it's more on I'd have to have it on more of a catered list.
Yeah.
Because I do like it, but it's not. I don't think it's like top tier on my list. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. It's not. I'm not gonna like wreck you on your list. We're talking about this horrible list right now, not yours.
I thought you said you were gonna bash me.
I'm not gonna. I'll bash you later offline.
All right, 34.
All
your
right.
name.
All right. I like this movie.
Name.
Yeah, Your Name. Yeah, the one about the body swaps and stuff. Right. That's the one about the body swaps, right? It is. Yeah. I say yes. This one deserves to be on a best of list. I have to say.
I have no idea on this one.
We'll have to watch it. I think it's on like Netflix or something, but it was like that big movie. It took over like the anime like sphere for quite a while.
Well, this was
big
making
impact.
me think. This was making me think of that book that you and I read. It was like the one-shot one that a lot of people talked about. A God's Lie. That's what it was making me think about by the title.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not it. This is different. No. That's not it.
But this one came out the same time as A Silent Voice. So they got like compared a lot together, even though they're like completely different.
Yeah.
Like one's more of like a sci-fi like anime, and the other one's like slice and life, like shit gets real type of thing.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I enjoy Your Name. I do. I enjoy it a lot. So I don't see that being wrong.
You think it should be higher on the list or lower?
I would say higher a little bit.
Okay.
I would say I wouldn't put it in my top 10, but I might put it in my top 30. I mean, okay. I haven't gone back to rewatch it, but I know it made an impact on me.
Yeah.
When I watched it the first time, I think it's a good movie.
Well, what are your feelings about Code Geass?
So I got into anime like right around this time. Well, like right back into anime, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And you know how I love robot anime, like a lot.
Yeah.
And this one did not do it for me. I get it why people like it. A lot of people say season 2 like drops the ball and whatnot. It's one of those Sunrise Bandai anime with like I think
So I like this one too.
Really?
But I'm in the same. I like season 1.
Okay,
because I like it. I like it before Lelouch gets found out.
Okay.
Because to me, then we get in the waters of like Death Note, where like the whole part where Light's like in prison and he's like, I'm giving up my Death Note so that I forget all my memories, but then I need you to bring it back to me. And you're like, that's a fucking cop out. Come on.
I mean, Death Note is on this list, so we'll be getting to that pretty soon.
That's true.
Uh,
That's true. But I also think though, for you, I also think that Code Geass is kind of a cop out mech anime because it's like it's trying to be Gundam, but it's not a Gundam.
It's just a big old wet stain on mecha anime.
Yeah, if we didn't have the superpower thing, which makes it almost like speed grapher in a way, like a diet speed grapher, 0 calories, you know. The mechs wouldn't actually be needed in it, and in that comparison, I feel like it's almost like a diet Gadgard, which was a little cute mech anime that I actually enjoyed.
Oh, yeah. Gadgard's fun. Yeah.
So, and of course, you know, boss hog of little robot animes like that, you know, Metabots. So
for a moment there, I was like, Gadgard. Why does that sound so familiar? And I was like, oh wait, Gadgard. Yeah, Gadgard. I was like, yeah.
You're gonna be like, I forgot. Jin's got one of those memories. Like, once he knows, he knows.
I was like, oh yeah, Gadgard's fun. Like, it takes a while to get into, but Gadgard's fun. But no, like, Code Geass, I just fucking hate it. I just fucking hate it with a passion. I thought the concept was interesting. I just didn't think it was executed as well as I wanted it to be.
I agree.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm supposed to be the bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if we took Speed Grapher, Gadgard, and Death Note and pulled concepts out of them like we're Gintama, then that's what Code Geass is.
So what about the next one, My Hero Academia?
So My Hero, I would say, does deserve a spot on the list.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy My Hero Academia. But I mean, it's pretty much in the range that I would put it. I'd probably put it. But
it's also like still like ongoing. Like it's not even complete yet. So how can you say it's one of the?
It's still fresh.
How can you say it's one of the best animes of all time if it's still fresh? I know we're a couple years in now, but like it's not completed yet. I would expect more like the best anime of all time to be completed works. Like things that have been around and completed and finished.
That's true too.
And a lot of these aren't finished anime.
Right. This is true too.
That's where I have a problem with this list, like a lot. I have nothing really to say about My Hero. I enjoyed the beginning of it, and then I lost interest. So I haven't kept up with it, so I can't say yay or nay if it should be on the list or not.
I'm caught up with the manga, so I've read it to like book 34, where they basically like shafted America, but
oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, there's a hero that can sit there and like say a decree, and whatever she decrees, it like comes into effect. Well, she can put one on her and one on something else that's in the thing, which sounds like a cool fucking power, you know?
Yeah.
But like she goes up against Shigaraki after he's got like this big power boost at some point, and she's only around in like that one book. So I mean, like, she's there, you see her, and she dies, and you're like,
oh shit,
you son of a bitch. Is this supposed to be like Hitalia Axis powers? I think
So,
not, but you did.
so next one, I've never watched, but my girlfriend really, 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 really loves it. It's
I
Demon
know.
Slayer. It's
Maybe you
Demon
should tell.
Slayer.
Maybe you should tell people about your uh, escapade of what you had to go through at the Halloween store.
So we were at the Halloween store, and my girlfriend was like, "Hey, we should like get costumes," and she picks up Demon Slayer costumes of brother and sister costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh no, oh no, please don't! I don't want, I don't want some weird brother sister fetish."
Hey, buddy. That's when you got to pull in the wash machine and whatnot.
Hey step bro, hey step
Hey,
sister,
step
hey,
bro, I'm
hey,
stuck.
I'm stuck in
I'm
the
stuck.
washing machine. I mean, people love this show. People hate this show. It's
See,
complete. It's complete and finished, right?
I think so. I think it's almost there.
So you could say it could have a place on a best of list if it's complete. I would say that qualifies if it is. Um, I don't.
See, but let me change that a little bit. I
Okay.
feel like best of anime
Uh huh.
is also, and this is us making our completely new list of what we have to gear our shit off of. Is yes, I agree it has to be finished because how are you going to say, oh, it's still ongoing? Yeah, this is the best. Well, how do you know that?
Like, what if it takes like a
Because
big old nosedive?
yeah, I mean, what
You
if at
know,
the end, like of One Piece, we get to it and Luffy gets the One Piece and grabs it and it automatically kills him in the book? Are you going to be like, oh man, this is such a fucking great read? Or are you going to be like, no, man, that's shit. Worst book
it
ever.
was all about the journey and the power of friendship.
Yeah, fuck that shit. It's all about the ending, okay?
Yeah.
But to add to that, I also think that it's it's the comeback ability
Uh
of it.
huh.
Um,
Yeah.
after this one has been taken off the burner, it's not in the spotlight. Are you still going to be like, let me go and watch this? I remember I watched it, when it first came out. I want to go back and I want to rewatch this, or I want to do something, or I want to start it now, or whatever. Does the anime have that quality? Because to me, if it's a great one, it's going to be Trigun, it's going to be Cowboy Bebop, where I'm going to go back and say I'm going to rewatch that. If it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have that, where it's got the rewatchability to pull me back in, it can't be a great anime.
No. Okay. So let's speed this up a little bit. Next one is Jujutsu Kaisen, and next one is Grand Blue. I have not watched or read either of these, so I have nothing to say about it.
Jujutsu
Because I really
Kaisen,
wanted to
I
get to the next.
know a little bit about. I
I
know a little
really
bit
want to get
about
to the one
Jujutsu
after that.
Kaisen.
Okay.
I know some of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
It's done.
Okay.
I know that much.
Okay.
This is the one that you want us to read the first volume of.
Oh, that's true. I really want
But
to read. I wanted to read the first volume of that.
I do
Would
have a
you put it on
question
the
for you,
list?
though.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to put it on a list.
Oh, okay. I don't either, so I
But
can't say.
but but it's also like just been completed too, so it's like Demon Slayer.
Yeah. So
But
next
so I got a
one.
question for you. Wait, I got a question
Yeah.
for you.
Okay.
So underneath Jujutsu Kaisen, though, there's a thing that says part of the famed Dark Trio. Do you know what the other two Dark Trio are that this is referring to?
No, I don't.
What help? What help are you? Uh, uh, that's fine. I'll look at some other
I
shit
don't
and then
think. I
come.
don't.
Oh, Chainsaw Man, Hell's Parade, and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh. Okay, well, I have not read or watched Hell's Parade. I've never.
Yeah.
Is that like a mature big three? Is that what we're calling it?
We're calling it the Dark Trio because we can't call anything else the Big Three anymore.
The dark big three.
But what about Black Clover and what's the other one that we just fucking covered? Demon Slayer. Do those not go with that? What about
I mean,
Nura and the Yokai Clan?
don't they get kind of dark? I don't know.
I
I
honestly
don't
feel
like
like
Black.
I
I don't.
I, I
I don't like
honestly
Black
feel like
Clover.
those three after like a few years they'll be lost in time. Like I don't think anybody will talk about Jujutsu Kaisen anymore. You know,
Really?
I really feel like that's going to happen. Well, yeah, I mean, think about how many people went goo goo for Cocoa Puffs out of Nura and the Demon Clan or whatever, and the Yokai Clan,
Oh yeah.
and then once it was done, like nobody's talked about it. Like
Because
it's
it's
not even a
shown in
fucking thing anymore.
I would say Jujutsu Kaisen probably will stay around for a while.
Nura and the
I think
Yokai Clan is shown in.
is it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Can we talk about the
I
next one?
mean, Grand Blue.
No, the next one. I don't want to talk about Grand Blue.
Well, I got a question real quick.
Okay.
So, is the manga rendition of this Grand Blue Dreaming?
I think so. Or is it Grand Blue Fantasy? I think it is, or whatever. Or
I don't
Grand
know.
Blue. I think it's Grand Blue Dreaming. The one with the
Okay,
college
that
guys.
it's just everybody on the beach.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think that's Grand Blue.
I have this, but I didn't know if this was it.
Oh, so
So that's what I had to ask. I don't know anything about this one yet because I haven't read it.
so the next one, 28, the sequel to Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War. Yeah, Bleach made a comeback. How can you put Thousand Year Blood War and not add Bleach itself? Because it's technically part of the Bleach story, but it's just the part that was unfinished. So
I got a question on
how?
this one for you too.
Why? Okay.
So was this like the part that was unfinished towards the end of the series?
Yeah. When it was
Like
like
when
before,
when the manga got canceled?
yeah. So like he was like doing it, and then he only had a certain amount of chapters left, and he like basically did like a big time jump and like ended it. So there was a whole chunk of story that never got published.
So this is supposed to be what's in between both of those?
Yes.
Oh, well,
Is what I
let me
remember it being.
let me clock out on this one
Why?
because I hated how Bleach ended. I hate
Uh-huh.
the pace that it had to go to, and
Yeah.
you just knew for the longest time after the first arc, it was going down. I mean, the first arc was
I
great. The
feel
second arc was kind of good.
uh-huh.
It was on a downhill roller coaster. So
Yeah.
I feel I feel like it's bad that they brought it back, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, because they could have just given us another Boruto and made it cool. Does that make
Like
sense?
Bleach, son of Ichigo. Ichigo the next generation.
Yeah,
I don't know. Next one.
they could. What they could have called him whatever the Japanese word for blueberry was.
Next one,
Because you know
27,
Ichigo
Cyberpunk.
means strawberry.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, it'd have to be a berry, raspberry.
Oh, okay. So next one, have you seen the next one?
No.
So the next one is Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is a spin-off of the Cyberpunk game. This one I really enjoyed Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Like
Okay.
it's a really good adaptation or like a spin-off of like other media.
Is
Like
it as
it's
gritty as what you
yeah.
told me about the game?
Yeah, it's still pretty gritty, but it's like also kind of like bonkers as well.
Okay.
Like, so think if you took Gritty and threw in like Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just had so my rendition of anything that has cyberpunk in it, it always is. Does it do I get the excitement out of you telling me about your character having double penises and what you would do at the
Oh,
nightclubs?
oh
That's where I'm kind
yeah.
of like. That's where I'm kind of like. Do I get the excitement of how Mike had it with his character? If not, I don't know if I want to. I care about it.
So next one, Spy Family. I've seen Spy Family. Have you seen it?
No, I've heard about it
No.
from you
I
and
I enjoy
and like
Spy
12 other
Family.
friends.
I enjoy Spy Family, the anime. I enjoy it. My daughter and I watch it together. I think it's a fun show. It's not like a perfect show, but it's fun.
Yeah,
It's too new for me to put it and say it's one of the best anime of all time. Like, I need to go back and rewatch it and to see, and like if it, like you said before, if it had rewatchability like values, I would say yes.
yeah.
Give or take, you know. This next one, Kaguya-sama: Love Is War. I've never seen it. Have you?
I don't even know what this one is.
Okay. What about Vinland Saga? We're gonna go. We're gonna speed through these a little fast. I
I do know some Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it, but I know of it.
For historical manga, it's pretty fun. Or anime, it's pretty fun. Like it's a
Yeah.
good historical like series. The next one, the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. They're only talking about the first series for this in this, which is probably for the best because the second season was terrible. Uh, so this one's interesting, especially if
Whoa,
you
whoa, 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 whoa,
what
whoa.
what
If we're comparing all these other ones to their entirety of everything, we can't do that on this one.
you why?
Because how are we? How is that fair to the lineup if you're nitpicking on like, well, this first one is okay because it's da 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 da. So that just
I mean,
tells me
that's
that
what
you
they.
fucking
That's.
that tells me if you took the time to cut out half of the series that you fucking hated this.
I mean, Haruhi Suzumiya had like a life, has like a following. It does, and it had an impact on the anime. Like, it's like a very meta show if you ever watched it.
Well, this
And
person only thinks that season one was good. Okay.
I mean, they say the first 14 episodes that follow the misadventures of the SOS Brigade. So yeah, they don't really talk about the rest of the series or the spinoffs. Serial Experiments Lane. Have you seen this one?
No.
I have. I have. And it's actually really good. Some might say it's a little dated by now with all like the technology and stuff, but it's about like the internet and this girl. She gets involved with like this internet like psychological horror thing that happens. It's really cool and interesting. Yeah, it's a definitely like a niche anime.
So you're
Um,
saying we may have to cover it.
we may have to. It's only 13 episodes. It has gotten re-released, and I think it's streaming
Yeah.
places. I'm not for sure. It's not a bad
Okay.
show. Yeah.
So I want to go back
It's
to
really
23
interesting to
real quick.
see. Huh?
I said I want to
What?
go back to 23 real quick.
Okay.
Not to talk about it, but I feel like
Yeah.
one of our other rules of our thing should be like you have to compare the show in its entirety.
Okay. Okay.
So like if we're watching if it's a reboot, I can see throwing that away. That can be
so
different.
like, so like
But
Brotherhood
if
versus
we're
the original.
right, that's two different
Yeah.
ones. But if you're
Yeah.
going, oh, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood season 1 was better than season 2, so I'm not including anything after season 1.
Which is weird because
I don't think
there are
that shit works.
there are two seasons of the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Sorry. What's the next one on the list?
Next one on our list is Mushishi.
Mushishi?
Yeah.
I've only seen a little bit of this, so I can't really like talk about it.
I've seen all of this.
Mushishi puts me to sleep. Like if I wanna like fall asleep, I put on Mushishi.
So I would say Mushishi is in my top 10.
You would say that?
Yeah, I would say it's in my top 10. I enjoy it for all of its twists and turns and kind of the uncertainty of what's going to happen. And we get that whole thing where while stuff does happen, it is led into every episode. It's kind of almost standalone, so you could jump into it anywhere.
I have to say, I'm really surprised to see it on this list.
I'm fucking surprised to see it on this list too. Because let me tell you, I was going through this and I was like, what the fuck is this doing on here? Like,
right?
I mean, because this is like such an old manga. This is a fairly old anime.
Yeah.
I mean, like, first half came out at some point and then the second half started coming out. But everything else we've almost covered is like 2010 and onward almost.
Yeah.
You know, so it throws me off that this one's in there and it's 2005. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah. For sure. No, I do. I'm very surprised. She's not my favorite personally, but I'm not like mad that it's on the list. It's just very surprising it's on the list. Next one. What's the next one?
Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
Have you seen this one?
I saw like, I don't know if it was the series. I saw the one that was like a little movie. It was like 30 minutes.
Okay.
And that's about it. It kind of reminded me of like watch time of like Fully Cooley, but it wasn't.
It is very much the quote edgy redefined magical girl show. What they call it. It was really big.
This is true. And I mean, like, they had other things come out after it that were okay, that were part of this universe, but by that time, after watching the first one and the time that it took for that to come out, I was already disinterested in it.
Yeah, I was never really interested in this one to begin with, to say the least. You know. Next one. What is the next one? Revolutionary Girl Utena.
This is another one that I was like, how the fuck did this get on the list?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, to say the least, like, it's a popular show with old timers, you know.
Yeah,
and
well, and I mean, sitting here looking at the trailer thing for it.
Yeah,
I mean, the art style is totally different than what it is today, and that was another thing. When I got to it, I was like, is this right? I thought I scrolled too far down on the list. Like, I got on one of the other lists, but
this is one that I actually do like. One, because the main protagonist is a woman, and we don't really see women in like action-y roles, you know. And it was a very prominent anime within like the LGBTQ plus whatever community, you know. Because it deals with like lesbian stuff and whatnot and other kinds of stuff and wanting to be a guy at some point, you know. But it's good. It's a good anime, and I would say yes, it deserves a spot, a surprising spot, as being one of the top animes of all time, according to this person. What did they put it at? What is it at? Number 19 is what they put it at?
Yeah.
Wow, 19. I fucking hate Fully Cooley.
Over halfway.
I hate Fully Cooley. I hate Fully Cooley, and I hate all of its spin-offs.
There's spin-offs?
There's like 3. Yeah, there's like 3 spin-offs.
Oh my gosh, when I come visit you, we're totally gonna have to sit down and watch all these. Like, you son of a bitch.
When Fully Cooley came out, I remember when it came out, it was like animation wise, it is amazing. but it does not make sense at all. I have to say,
you just along for the ride, buddy. That's it.
I know, but my brain is like, bleh.
Now, I will agree with you in the sense, though, that would I put this at 18? No, it's probably like a 38 for me, but
It's not
but
even
I
on my
still enjoy it.
list. So what about
I
One
still
Punch
enjoy
Man?
it.
What about One
Again,
Punch
like we've
at 18
again, like what we said, it's
or
not done yet.
17?
It's not completed. It's not done yet. It's not completed. Do I enjoy One Punch Man? I do. It's one of those
Yeah,
guilty pleasures because I like the stupidity of like there's a superhero that can defeat anybody in one punch.
yeah.
But does it should it be on the list yet? I don't think so. I think it's too early because it's not completed yet. And would it be at this spot? I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
What about number 16, Tengen Toppan Gurren
Because usually
Lagann?
we have a character that we're going off of, and this one we have more characters than what we think.
So what about the next one?
Oh hell yes, this would probably be in my top 10.
I would put it in. I would put it in my top 10 as well. Top 20, I would say, for the impact it made on super robot shows, and how well, for one, in the early 2000s, it blew up and it was a big hit, and it came back and blew up again, and it was a big hit because of streaming services, and people got to
Yep.
like see it all over again. I would say yes, this is one of the best animes of all time. I would say that.
See, and one of the other things I would put on our stipulations of things are, is it something that you still talk about or you use words from like the show, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever one of my brothers is like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that" or whatever, like even just jokingly, I'm like,
Believe in
"Please
me. Who believes in
believe in
you?
the me that believes in you," and they'll
That
be like,
believes in
"Look at
me.
you right now." Yeah.
So this one
So,
I thought,
but I mean, it carries, you know. So,
yeah, we gotta pierce the heavens.
right.
You know, yeah,
Well, and it incorporated into that, I feel like that goes like with you and me, like on the Cowboy Bebop thing. Like if you're like, I'm going to the bathroom and you take a little too long, I'll be like, you took too long to take a shit. You know, like I use
yeah.
lines from those animes, so like of course like they were good because why would I use those lines if I didn't like it?
So the next one, what's the next one?
Naruto Shippuden.
Why isn't it all of Naruto?
Because we figured out that this person that we're reading from is very fickle,
Are
and
we
if it
considering do we consider Shippuden its own series?
some people do,
Because
I don't
technically,
think
didn't
so.
Naruto technically ended? Like the anime ended, right?
Yes and no. So this is another one of those things that people like to branch it out, even though I don't think they should have,
Mm-hmm.
because the manga goes 1 to 63, with Shippuden also being in that count.
Yeah.
Uh, but no, it was like right after Sasuke got stolen. It was used to represent a time skip, and then that's
Uh,
how we got Shippuden. So
so it's basically like a Dragon Ball Z situation
yes,
where it's technically
yes,
all Dragon Ball, but we're splitting it up.
yes, yes.
I don't hate Naruto.
I don't hate Naruto either.
I
I
don't
actually, if we were going to split these up, though, I would argue though that if we're not doing the manga, we're strictly doing the anime, that Naruto was better than Naruto Shippuden
think
because
so.
they lightly changed the anime style with Shippuden than they did the regular Naruto.
Hmm. Like I
And
don't
the first like couple episodes like piss me off. Like I don't know why, but they do.
I don't hate Naruto. I hate like Naruto fanboys. Like
Shit,
people.
I mean, we could just cover shonen fanboys at that point.
I mean, I fucking hate shonen fanboys.
I mean, somebody wants to come at me with that, or Doctor Stone, or Jujutsu Kaisen, or Fire Force, or anything. I mean, I'm just gonna have to knock you down a peg.
Soul Reaper wasn't bad. I like Soul Reaper.
Soul Eater?
Or sorry, Soul Eater, yes, sorry. I don't know why I said Soul Reaper. Soul Eater, sorry.
I was like, do I know what you're talking about?
I meant Soul Eater. I like Soul Eater. I thought that was fun.
Right. See, and I think if you really truly enjoy something and you can rip it apart yourself of what the bad parts were, then it was a good one. If the person that likes it can knows what the faults are and can overlook it and bring those up and have a civil argument about it, we're in the green. But if you want to pull shit out of your ass and be like, I kind of wonder what that's going to be.
Like, no. I don't hate Naruto Shippuden. I never finished it. But what I watched of it, I didn't hate. Like, it wasn't, like, terrible. Yeah. It was just a continuation of Naruto, you know?
Yeah.
I think the fans ruined Naruto for me. Like, I should have just stayed off the fucking internet.
This is true, too.
I gotta be honest.
I mean, but like I said, that's why I, stopped watching the anime and just stuck with the manga, because it was different.
Yeah.
You knew that the drawing was the same, but they did something... with it, and I think they did the whole first season of Shippuden that way, and it had an adverse effect on some people, just the art style change.
So next one, Steins Gate.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know. I've never watched it, but I know what it is. It's the time traveling one with the microwave and stuff. Like he time travels with a microwave or something. It's weird. It's based on a visual novel.
There's only one true time traveling manga that I recommend, and this isn't it.
What is it?
Dr. Slump.
Oh, Dr. Slump.
Then you got to go with the time slip.
What about the next one, Dragon Ball Z?
I mean, yeah, this one has to be in the Hall of Fame, but
yeah,
this would probably be in my top 40, but this isn't in my top 40.
I mean, I have to agree. It is in the best all Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it, but it's not mine. I like the first half. I think up until I like all the way through the Android saga. And when Cell gets introduced, I really don't like it.
I just like Dragon Ball.
Oh, Dragon Ball, just in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see the one where they're
do you also include Dragon Ball Super with this, as a full thing?
I guess you kind of have to, right? Because it's a continuation.
Yeah. See, so I do, but a lot of people, I don't see them do that.
Well, I mean, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, they're technically one show, like Naruto was with the manga. So, in Japan, they're just Dragon Ball, and then it goes to Dragon Ball Super.
Right.
So, I mean, it has its place, you know? It's not a terrible show. I think it starts to wane towards the end, a lot, in my opinion. With the Cell and the Boo saga, I didn't like those at all. And there was just too many Saiyans at one point. One thing that I dislike about Dragon Ball is they push a lot of the original Dragon Ball characters off to the side.
That's true.
Tien, Piccolo, even Yamcha and Krillin, a lot of those guys get pushed to the side, and it's just, let's show the Saiyans. The Saiyans are the best.
That's when you gotta say the line.
Oh, what?
I'm just saying. Yeah, see?
Just saying.
Especially if you talk to somebody that knows about Dragon Ball Z, when you go, I'm just saying, everybody's like, Son of a bitch. I know what you're
So
doing with that.
next one, One Piece. Would we
One
put it in
Piece.
the best of all time? It's still continually technically ongoing.
Sure, I mean I would, but I don't know if I would do it just yet.
With like a caveat or asterisk,
Yeah,
like, oh, it's not over
I would
yet.
probably say it. Oh, but it's not over yet. Now, I do think it's got more claim to the throne though than like per se Berserk.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, I agree. Anime wise, yes, I agree.
If we get farther in this list, I mean, because we're getting here to the end.
Yeah.
If Berserk's farther on this, I might lose it. So,
Well, spoilers: Berserk is not on this list. So
see, look, called it.
you know, but so next one, we talk about this one all the time. It's Cowboy Bebop. Yes, I do think
We
it's.
even
I do.
talked about it on the show.
We talked about it on the show. I do
we,
think
talked,
Bebop should be on the best of all time list, and I'm
we talked
surprised.
about it on the show.
I gotta be honest, I'm surprised it's not number one.
I can see it not being number one.
Do you think people have like start to turn against Bebop? Like newer fans turn against Bebop?
It's not necessarily my number one. I understand that. I can go with the feeling of it.
Uh-huh.
But the problem that I have is most of the rest of this list, we have like this is our third one that we've covered that was before like I don't know 2000.
Yeah.
So it kind of rubs me the wrong way that it is on this list just because I don't feel like it's quote unquote kiddie enough for this person's taste that we've already went through.
Yeah. Yeah. So next one, Death Note. I think Death Note is good up until when L dies.
I'm gonna say this deserves a place, but as far as Death Note goes, this would definitely be farther on. This would probably be like close to 40 for me.
It's like every emo kid's like wet dream is Death Note.
Well, not only that, but a lot of people I think get absorbed into it because of how good it was when it first came out.
Oh
and
no, yeah,
everything.
like the first chunk of it is really good.
Well, I mean, just in general, and
Yeah.
then like just the fan base around it and whatnot. But when you give some of the other works by these people like more of a chance, like Platinum In, fucking phenomenal. Would I say it's better than Death Note? Hell yes, I would.
That's a hot take right there.
Bakuman, I would say is better than both of them combined. I mean, the duo of both of these guys together, I mean, is great. But if you're only riding on the Death Note train for that,
Yeah.
we got some problems. I mean, I can see why it's good, especially when you know more about the backstory of like what they had to go through with Death Note.
Yeah.
But if you're just riding on it because of whatever the wave is, you know, after you watch it the first time, there's really not that much rewatchability of it. I mean, sad to say, like you lose all the mystery of it, everything
It's
else,
true.
because you can sit down and watch it and be like, oh yeah, I forgot he's going to kill L like halfway through this, and then what are those other alphabet guys' names? M and N.
Yeah, something like that.
They're they're gonna
I
figure out
never
how to take them out.
I never fully made it through Death Note. Like kind of after L dies, like I kind of just checked out because I was like, well, like he won, like Light won, like end of
Yeah,
story. You know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it kind of pulled a Yu Hakusho where they had to kind of force it to continue a little bit. And it just it 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 hurt itself, I think, in having to do so.
Yeah, I would
But
say so too.
it was one of the first big ones we had a dark hero in.
Yeah, no, true. He is there. Definitely very much the villain. I
Yeah,
wouldn't even say he's a hero. I wouldn't say
anti-hero.
he like fucks with Misa so hard in that show. Like he
Yeah,
like mentally like fucks her over. and stuff,
Right. Well, and part of that, I mean, if you look at some stuff, like she set herself up to be handled that way. I mean,
True.
there's plenty of like different things you can talk about with it that are just crazy.
So
Part of my experience goes off of the live action movies that came after this.
Those first live action movies were pretty faithful adaptations.
Yeah. And then we had like 3 more that came out after that. Not the American one. That one doesn't count, just like Dragon Ball Evolution doesn't fucking count. But
No, I gotcha. So next one, one of our favorite creators, but his other work is not on here at the moment. But it's
that's bullshit. I'm done.
It's Hunter x Hunter is on here.
It's okay.
I've never watched Hunter x Hunter.
I have. I've read part of the manga, and as many breaks as the guy takes, he needs to just be done with it. Sad to say.
He has like severe like back problems.
No, but he doesn't have to keep writing the story on and on and on. Don't finish the arc you're on and then, be done with it. Don't turn it into like, I got 6 more arcs that we're going to go through before I retire, guys, okay?
So
that's one of my only problems with him. That's one of my only problems with him.
I got you. Got you.
But it changes its idea of what it's going to do and everything that I have problems with it. Like, I understand what the tourney that it's trying to go off of and be faithful like that to like what Yu Yu Hakusho is, but the idea of what the tournament is changes every time, and it makes it confusing as hell.
Yeah, no, I get you.
So, Attack on Titan.
I've only watched like the first couple episodes, so I can't really talk about it.
I'm almost done with the manga.
I couldn't get into it, to be honest.
I got into the manga. I agree with you though on the TV show. I couldn't really get into it. There was just a different feeling to the anime per se. I don't know if they just got the wrong voice actors or what that I expected. But no, could this be on my top 40 list? Probably not. Could it be on my top 50 list? Maybe. I mean, it's probably my top 100.
I hear most people really hate it that they keep like extending the anime, like drawing it out, basically.
Yeah.
Like okay, here's season 4, part 5, or season 4, whatever, Like so, like they keep like moving the carrot, kind of like it's the final season, but it's final season part, whatever, Yeah.
I blame Harry Potter.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, because we got a Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, and ever since then, like everybody's split movies are always Part 1, Part 2. So,
what about Neon Jelly? Neon, I can't speak.
It does not exist.
What about Evangelion?
Doesn't exist.
But it does exist.
Shouldn't even be on a top 1,000 list. Okay.
Okay.
Will I own the manga? Possibly. Will I treasure the manga? It will not be what I grab first in a fire. Okay.
I don't know why I call it Neon Jelly, and it's Neon Genesis Evangelion. I can't speak.
I mean, a lot of people fuck up the name too.
So this next one, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. As much as I hate it that the fans are divided on which one is best a lot of the times, or even they skip the first series, I do have to say Brotherhood deserves a spot on the best of anime of all time.
I agree. I also feel that both of them should be put together almost.
I do feel like both of them are very, very solid animes.
This is true.
And
I feel like there's a different feel to both of them.
We should do a Full Metal Alchemist versus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like fucking debate on an entire episode.
See, But I think like Full Metal Alchemist seems a lot darker than Brotherhood.
At
Like I
points,
know,
I would say.
like I know some of the same shit happens, but I
Yeah.
think just overall, like regular Full Metal Alchemist is way darker than Brotherhood.
Yeah. Ooh, especially with Nina Tucker. Ooh, that hits me always hard. Always in the first
Right?
one the most.
Well, and like the music and everything in the first one gets you, and then when you watch it in the second one, you're like,
It doesn't have the
uh,
same impact, I would say.
yeah. I mean, I feel like when you watch the first one, if it gets you in the right spot, like and you're already having a bad day, you're crying.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, like when you watch that, and when Hughes died, I mean, you're dead. Like
Oh, fucking. Oh, yeah. Oh,
between both of those events, you know. But then in Brotherhood, I feel like when that happens, like they're there, you see them, but I don't think it hits you as hard.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I
It
think
definitely
I
doesn't.
think you're like I think you're just kind of like, oh shit,
Like
he died.
that part when they're going to Hughes's funeral and his daughter is like, "Why isn't Daddy waking up?" He gets me fucking every time. And I was like,
Hey,
"Oh, it got me."
you better not watch Violet Evergarden then, or that episode 7, like I told you, is gonna get you.
Okay. So next one, Monster. I think Monster should be in the top best of all time. I love
I agree.
Monster.
Agreed. Top 10.
I think Monster's amazing.
I wouldn't even argue on this one anymore. I won't
No,
even.
no.
I This one speaks entirely for itself. Like you sit
Yeah.
down, you watch it, you're going to enjoy it. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You're going to love this anime, and you're going to be like, "Wow,
Es-
yeah, this is probably in my top 10."
Especially for like people who are into like murder mysteries. Like it's a fucking
Yes,
good murder mystery.
yes,
And
yes.
it's outside of Japan, which is weird. You know?
It starts in Japan and then it gets outside of Japan.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like they leave and go off, to different places.
yeah.
So this next one, I think this next one like just came out or like it was in like a different anime season. So this one's
I don't know what the fuck this.
Oshinoko. Have you heard of this one?
I just have to ask.
What?
Hey, guy that wrote this, are you getting paid for anything for this one? I feel like you are, because why is it on the list this high?
Have you heard of this one?
No.
So let me tell you the premise of this anime.
Oh
I've
God, I
never
don't know.
seen it, but
I don't think I want to know.
I watched the trailer for it, and I really wanted to watch it, but it's only on High Dive.
I'm
It's
done.
not streaming anywhere else. So it's about this otaku guy who's really into this one pop star. Like she's like a big pop star. And
Yeah.
he dies and he gets reincarnated as her like child, like a baby child, like an infant. But there's twins, and it turns out somebody else got reincarnated as the other child. So they're basically living as the child to a pop star parent.
This is weird. I don't know if I like that. I mean, it sounds like something I would watch, but it's
Yeah.
like watching somebody that reviews food videos. Like, I'd give that a 1, but I'd still try it. You know,
I mean, that's
like
basically like I think that's basically like the premise, you know?
that. I mean, it sounds cool. I don't know.
Yeah. There's supposed to be a bunch of like plot twists and stuff like that, and whatnot. But like, it's one that I'm interested in watching. Would I say it's the best anime of all time? No. I've never seen it, so I can't say it is.
What about number 3?
Fruits Basket. What was it? 2000 and is it 2019?
Yeah,
Is
the
that what it
reboot.
is? The reboot. I've never seen the reboot. I've only seen the original,
I'm
so I
gonna
can't.
say yes because I loved Fruits Basket, but I know that they didn't. It didn't
Okay.
end it properly because they cut out part of the shit
I-
from the book. It
No,
kind of
it did
pulled a
not end
Full Metal,
properly.
right?
It did pull Full
It kind
Metal.
of
It
pulled a
did.
Full Metal. They took part of it and but they didn't incorporate everything into it that they needed to. And from what I know
Yeah.
of 2019, from what other people have told me, they did. They incorporated everything from like the manga. You got all the zodiac animals instead of like less than half. Like all this other stuff. So,
So what?
um,
I mean, I can't.
I will say yes based off the first Fruits Basket, but I'm gonna say not this high
I
because
didn't hate the first Fruits Basket. Like I thought it was a fun show.
yeah,
But I can't. I've never watched the new one, so I can't say if it's like good or not. But I'll take your word for it.
yeah.
Uh, you know.
Number
So
two,
number two. What's number two?
Silent Voice.
Why isn't this like higher? Like A Silent Voice is really good.
It's number two. You want it to be number one?
Kind of.
Jesus. So for me, this would be in my top 20. I agree it's good, but I don't think it would be up this far.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's good for like also like the impact it made, just like how Your Name had a big impact. A Silent Voice had a huge impact. Like it was very much a different anime, and it was an anime that like didn't pull its punches, or even manga that didn't pull its punches. Like it shined light on a very serious subject of suicide or potential suicide, bullying of people who are handicapped, like deaf people and stuff like that,
Right.
And it was very much like a redemption story, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's definitely one that I think
Well,
should be in schools.
so like I said, I agree with that. I enjoy this one. I think yeah, it would be in my top 20, top 15.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I hate about this one is I think it makes light and it takes away from other series that kind of did the same thing before this one.
You think so?
Yeah, like A Garden of Words. There's a big part talking about that. It goes into depression, suicide.
That's the foot
Uh,
fetish one, right?
sort of. That's the girl that makes shoes.
It's the guy who makes shoes, right? And he
No, the
falls
girl
in love with
makes
his teacher.
shoes, and then he likes her. No, that's a different one. There's another one that like it's the same premise, but one of them it's like a business lady, and then they only get to talk to each other like on certain days, and then the other one is his teacher, and he finds it out, and you're like, what?
Oh, okay. I've
Um,
watched that. I've watched that OVA like once.
because and there's like three of them that are all almost the same, and the names are like kind of seem the same, but they're
Uh-huh.
different. But that's my only gripe about this one is I think it was a little too good. And other ones that have the same premise, nobody else acknowledges those or knows those or anything else. And if you're going to bring up any anime or manga that has like a suicide premise or anything else like that, um, I mean, there's not really, nobody's going to say those ones. They're going to say a Silent Voice. So that's my only gripe really on that one is I think it was everything that everybody needed in an anime like that, but it pulled too much to make everything else obsolete. You know what I'm saying?
Whew, oh my god! Like I thought we just lost everything.
You're like, I feel like I shit
I
the bed.
clicked off of CBR and like everything like disappeared. I don't know if I want to go back to CBR ever again. So what were we saying about Silent Voice? Because I almost had like a mini heart attack, to say the least.
Well, I mean, we technically were done with that, so I think we can just move on.
All right, so the last one. Apparently, according to this person, it's the best anime of all time. It's Chainsaw Man. I don't know what to say.
Do I acknowledge that?
Do we acknowledge that it's the best anime of all time? I don't know. Like, what do we? I don't think it's the best anime of all time. Like, I thought it was okay. Like, it's not terrible. It's not like mediocre. But like, is it even finished yet?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know. So I have one complaint on this thing though. So down here on the thing about the person, it says that they've been watching anime since 1997.
Okay.
They discovered Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z in elementary school. Now they're a bigger anime and manga fan than ever and is ready to share what they know with readers, but they didn't finish spelling it.
Okay.
I have complaints on that.
We'll give your complaints.
My complaint is all the shit that we've already talked about for a complete, end all be all list as far as like going back, having rewatchability, how old it is, how has it been completed, do you want to go back and watch it? Do you use lines from it? Do you do all this other stuff? Like all this other stuff, I'm just kind of questioning. If you've been a fan since like 1997, how do you not know more of this stuff?
That's like peak anime time. 97, 98, 99.
They think, I mean, was it just that they knew Pokemon and have thought about it from there?
I can't trust comic book resources anymore for their top 10 anime, whatever, of all time shit.
I agree. There's plenty of things like I don't feel like there's enough stuff out of all this other things that I could actually compare a lot of other things out of this because of just how part of this is done.
A lot of it though hasn't stood the test of time yet. Like we said before. Like Chainsaw Man's new.
But at some point it's going to be obsolete. And I think that's another thing forward looking that you have to look at. Is will it be obsolete at some point?
Are you trying to say like all these are just for clickbait? Like these lists don't matter?
Yes, I will say that. I'll take that branch, even though that's what you said, not me. But
okay.
I just think that this is one of those things because if I'm gonna get riled up to watch something that I enjoy and I know I like, then I would sit down with you and watch like the entire series of like Ronin Warriors or Ultimate Muscle and just fucking have fun with it and enjoy it and not think about, hey, what is the rest of the world going to think about this? And I think that that's what a bunch of this did do is it is mostly all clickbaity because it's modern times, and I think that the reason why the list was originally put together was to not step on any newbies' toes or get manslaughtered because there's plenty of people that like this stuff currently.
But a lot of it's like...
But that doesn't mean that it stands the test of time because you don't have balls to actually voice your opinion on what you think is good.
I mean, I have to say, like, it does take balls to voice your opinion, especially within the anime community. I do say that, so I give them credit for that. But they could
But
have
they
come up
did,
with a better list.
but they didn't voice their opinion. They just took like a majority of everything. I mean, this kind of looks. What's that website that we were talking about before? The the anime one.
My anime list.
Yeah. I mean, it just really seems like they took my anime list, like top 40 at the current moment, and used that to do that, and then made arguments based off of all of it.
There's a possibility, yeah.
I mean, but it doesn't really have. It doesn't have very much stuff in it. I mean, like you asked me before, how many of these did I actually know? I knew like 21 of them. Let's just say 20. I knew 20 of them.
Mm-hmm.
How many of these have I enjoyed? Maybe 10 of them.
Yeah.
So when we're dealing with like things that are like that, can you really, really say that that's the best? I mean, just because something's popular at some point and so many people left to vote at this point doesn't mean that that doesn't change or whatever else. I mean, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
I'm almost at a loss for words. Like, I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun list to talk about. And I didn't have a
boy, did you shit the bed.
I shit the bed big time. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I started scrolling down the list and I was like, haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Yeah. Nope. Like, it made me feel like I was so out of touch with like the current anime fandom. No, I'm not gonna lie. Let's say I'm not. Like I might be out of touch a little bit.
But like we talked about, things should have been connected. If we're talking about Naruto Shippuden, then Naruto should have been included. If we're talking about Dragon Ball Z, then you need to include Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super. We have all this other stuff because, I really don't think that we got any of that acknowledgement. I mean, where's Trigun? And I mean, even the new Trigun reboot.
Where was Full Metal Panic? Why wasn't that on the list?
I don't know. I don't know.
People love that one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, iShield 21 could have been on this list.
Yeah, iShield 21.
I mean, like, hell, I would have liked Hikaru no Go, possibly. Prince of Tennis is all right. What
Black
about
Lagoon?
Black Lagoon? What about Air Gear?
Oh, no, not Air Gear.
I mean, I like Air Gear.
I mean, Air Gear is okay, but it doesn't end. Like, it doesn't have an ending.
Well, that's true.
And
not only that, but like the other thing is, I feel like we're pigeonholed onto because where they got all their trailers from. They watch Crunchyroll. They watch
YouTube.
What was that other one? No, they watch Crunchyroll. They watch some stuff off of YouTube, High Dive, some of the other stuff like that. But where is like them watching some of the other stuff that's out there, like Black Blood Brothers or
I hate Blood Brothers.
Blood Blockade Battlefront, or
I hate that one too.
I mean, like a bunch of other stuff. Like,
I'm gonna put that out there. What about Tokyo Ghoul? Why wasn't that on the list?
I'm
not like a big fan of it, but it's finished.
What about Golden Kamuy? Or I mean, what about Pokemon in general? Like, like there's so much other stuff that's out there that could have been picked from, and this just wasn't there.
I mean, they had a couple of good picks, I would say.
I mean, it's true, but
yeah. No, I get
it still doesn't go with the other shit that was already there, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I get it.
So, you know.
Yeah, now. Yeah, you wanna end us out, close us out?
Yeah, so stay tuned till next time where Otaku Mike gives us his top 40 list that he's going to excruciatingly make. And then we will go head to head on the octagon of who's got the best anime top 40 list and what will be our number one at some point.
Oh, it's gonna be hard. That's gonna be
Anyway,
hard.
I don't think so. I mean, if we do manga and anime, I don't think so.
I think we should just stick with anime.
That takes like away half my shit, Mike.
All right.
But anyway, we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for listening. And remember, as always, come listen to our show. We could use the votes.